All right, what's up, everyone? Here we have Brooke Doesn't Cook. I'm FaceIQ, as you guys know. And yeah, Brooke, how about you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Brooke. I just started eating raw about like 2.5 months ago. And before that, I was carnivore for a month. And then previously before that, my basis was like animal based. I wasn't strict, but now I'm pretty strict.
You're
But
locked in.
yeah, I got
Okay,
it. Yes.
wonderful. So I guess I kind of want to start with what made you try raw meat? What made you see a steak on the counter and you're like, just want to eat it, I suppose.
Um, I actually got into it because this one girl, Duru Miller, and I had seen that she'd done carnivore like maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago, and then she went raw, and then she was talking about how her dad got into it, like, and he had a lot more benefits. So
Mm,
she's kind of the one who introduced it to me, but what really kind of made me start is this one YouTube video by Meat of the Matter on YouTube, and he did like an interview with 20 raw carnivores, and just kind of hearing what they had to say, like, kind of pushed me to start eating raw. So yeah.
wonderful. Oh, so you've only been doing it for 2 months. Have you seen benefits or kind of feel the same?
Yeah, I'd say so. I feel like it was a lot easier for me to like keep muscle but like loosen fat. And then my skin's been a lot clearer, and then I feel like my sleep has been a bit better too. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of hard to like list them
nice.
off just because I cut so much like out
You were
so
already
long
off the
ago.
seed oils and off all the. Wait, so how long
Yeah,
were you like
yeah.
kind of like locked in, I suppose, on health?
Um, I always kind of kept animal based as like my basis, but I still was kind of cheating here and there.
Mm,
And then I went to Costa Rica in January, and I was like really fat and inflamed because I went like paleo to kind of experience the culture. And
mm.
so yeah, I
That's
got
valid
kind of
though. I feel
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like my biggest cheat has really been like fruit, but like I'm still not
I
sure.
was
I
gonna
haven't
ask you.
decided.
Yeah. So you're a
Yeah,
fruit consumer or no?
I am, but like I haven't like fully formed my opinion on it because I'm kind of like I see both sides of the argument.
It's
So
the most
I
debated
did.
thing. I mean, my take is like it's all man-made. It's all way too sweet. But I'm like, if it's
Yeah.
seasonally available, like, drinking some coconut water on the beach in the sun is like, you know, I'm down
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
But so I have another question. If I gave you a cooked steak right now, would you turn it down or would you eat it? Where are
Um,
you at with
I
that?
I would probably eat it, but only if it was like rare, I think.
Valid,
Because
valid. Okay.
recently I've been eating a lot of organs, and like I wouldn't eat like organs cooked. I don't think. I don't think it would taste
Yeah.
as good.
Cooked liver's pretty
But
nasty.
organ,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I've heard. So, but I'd eat it cooked muscle meat as long as it had like some pink.
Okay. Valid. How was your first time trying it? Were you like, ew, or were you like, yes, this is what I've been eating? Where are you at with that?
um, I never thought I'd do it, and so I kind of tried like a raw ribeye. I remember I was traveling, so I brought a ribeye, and I ate it, and I ate like a little bit of it, and then
Mm,
like 3 days later, I ate some bad food, and I felt immediately horrible after I ate the bad food, and
mm,
I think I kind of got food poisoning symptoms for like a week
mm,
after, but I was still traveling and I was eating bad. So I was like a 2 week, it was kind of probably an unnecessary um, symptoms that shouldn't have probably been there if I wasn't eating bad. But
mm,
then I tried a steak tartare or like ground beef with just like some egg yolk, and then it kind of grossed me out first, the ground beef. And then when I got the muscle meat, like the steaks, and then now I'm on like more organs. But no, I haven't really had any problems with it. It
okay.
like, the
Cool.
texture is definitely different at first. You're not accustomed to it, but
Mm,
now I like it all.
okay, nice. So do you think it's healthier?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I would agree. Wonderful.
a thousand
What do
percent.
your friends or parents say when they like see you eating raw meat? Is there like a social challenge or you don't care or how's that?
It's kind of interesting now that I kind of have a little bit of a following. People are like more accepting towards it, but my family thought it was weird at first. But I've kind of been dieting for 2 years, so they were kind of used to it. And my
Mm,
friends, like some of them will be like, "Oh, just one little cheat." I'm like, "No,"
nice,
because
man. You're
like
better than me
it,
actually. Nice.
because
Yeah.
it'll like affect you so bad. My stomach will start to hurt. It's like it's just not worth it. But yeah, they're pretty
Understandable.
accepting to it. I've never had like an issue with someone. So even my coworkers, they think it's weird, but they like it though.
Of course, yeah. So are you like anti-mainstream health as well? Of course, there's some things you don't really want to say on YouTube particularly, but like, are you like kind of anti-pharmaceutical? Like, are you kind of just only into the food kind of thing?
Yeah, I do think, everything starts with what you're eating. So
Of
I'm
course.
kind of, I don't really try to take any medicines. Like if I have a horrible headache, I'll take like a little bit of Advil, but like I try to heal, like even when I was sick, I got a little bit of a cold. I tried to heal
Heal
myself.
naturally.
Like,
Okay, yeah, cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So would you feed this to your kids? That's the question. Because I will. My
Oh
kids
yeah, for
eating raw
sure.
milk, raw colostrum,
Oh
raw
yeah.
liver, raw heart. Honestly, blood, bro, if I can get it. Raw
A
meat,
thousand percent. A thousand
everything.
percent.
And oh, that leads me. Do you drink blood? How do you feel about it?
I've tried it, but I had Frankie's, so
Oh,
it was
that's
like
so bad. Yeah, so bad. When
yeah.
he says beef blood fertilizer, he's not lying about that. Like, it's not. It's not comparable. I've
Yeah.
heard everyone who tries fresh raw blood, it's very good. So,
Oh yeah, I've heard the same. So I
yeah,
feel like it doesn't really count, to be honest, but
indeed, yeah. Frankie's is pretty nasty. You know what, Frankie? I hope you get support to fix your eyes, but not gonna be from selling your blood for me at least.
yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, I think I already asked this, but like, so did you feel any shift from going animal based to like the raw, or were you minimal?
Mm, it's really kind of hard for me to say, but I
Mm,
definitely noticed the reason why I agree like with you so much on sugar, even though I still consume it,
mm,
because when I went animal based to carnivore, like it was really hard, of course.
yeah,
But I was so dependent on carbs and I just felt like so free and so like I don't
yeah,
know,
man,
light.
it's an addiction. It's hard.
It
It's
is.
very
It
hard.
is.
You know,
So going oh go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say it's like, I will say, I think if you can manage it, I think during the summer, like a few times a week, it's okay to have some carbs. I'm not like gonna be super dogmatic, but daily
Yeah.
consumption like Paul Saladino, I'm not for
Yeah.
it. I'll say that.
Especially with
Yeah,
all of the like fruit juices, I just think it's a lot.
it's a lot, man. I mean, listen, Paul Saladino's doing good for the world overall. He's transitioning a lot of people from. He's anti-vegetable. I mean, I respect that a lot, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
telling people, when you're eating animal based and then you have a huge jug of fruit, like like one
Yeah.
egg, and then like you get my point. It's not
Mhm.
it for sure.
Yeah.
So let's say, do you think that people are brainwashed about raw food generally?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, 1,000%.
yeah. That's
Cause you say
fairly.
like you
Mm,
could say like steak tartare or like sushi and people are like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And then you say like raw meat, they're like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?"
yeah, I saw some interesting data. It was that like sushi was one of people's most ranked favorite foods,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, hello, why is that? Yeah, so I have a good question. What would you have to say to vegans watching this? Because I've been attracting some vegans to my channel.
Wow, interesting.
Because I did a debate with a
I
vegan, I destroyed him. But
oh,
yeah, I
okay.
destroyed him.
This
Yeah.
is what I say. I think my take is more forgiving. I think it's kind
Mm,
of like Paul Saladino's take because I think that, people do just want to do what's best for their health. And, I think they're in a completely wrong direction. But if they can go so
yes.
far this way, they can definitely come towards this way.
Yeah, there's
So I
certain signs
think,
of extremism. That's good. Yeah.
yes. So I applaud you for, doing like not eating normal diet, like all the seed oils, all the junk processed food. Like good on you. You just need
Mm,
to, animal foods are the way, not plants.
yeah. It's funny with my debate with this vegan. It kind of came down to, I was like, this is when I thought the debate was over. I said, if you knew veganism decreased everyone's lifespan by 20 years and gave them cancer, would you still advocate for it? And he said yes. And I was like, well, there you have it, guys. Do you want to live in a way to save the life of a cow or humans? There you are.
Yeah,
And I was like, that was quite scary to hear.
mm, I
So,
agree.
another thing, do you think that it's hard to do you ever doubt it yourself, I suppose? the raw diet?
I don't doubt it per se. I think that it is a little bit of an echo chamber, like maybe a little
Mm,
bit, because people are very like extreme. And I don't mean like with the diet, but like everything associated with the diet, if that makes sense. But I think
valid.
eating raw foods, raw muscle meat, raw organs in itself, it's completely natural to me. It just makes sense. It's what you're made out of, so why wouldn't you eat it?
Exactly. Yes. No, I think we should just eat seed oils. They're It's funny. Some people are actually made out of seed oils. They eat so much that like 40% of their fat is seed oils now, and I'm like, well, I wonder why you're getting sunburned.
Oh
What a
yeah, that's
surprise.
it. When I started tanning and not really burning, that's how I knew that.
That's when something clicks in your head. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I can sit outside as a white male for 6 hours and just get bronze skin. Like, yes. Let me see now. Okay, so what would you suggest someone open to raw foods? They're like, okay, I want to try something. Where would you point them? It's like the first thing to kind of try.
I'd say maybe the tartare just because it's already kind of a dish. I had it
Mm,
once like in a restaurant and like it was pretty like
yeah,
that's when I started too. So I didn't have any like aversion to it because you're getting it from restaurants, so you like,
it's
you
the
trust it more.
brainwashing. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The
Exactly.
brainwashing
So
kicks out of gear. Yeah, exactly.
I'd say start with tartare. If you can't do like ground beef, because I know the texture is like kind of hard, you can do
Yeah,
just like a steak, like a raw ribeye or anything like that. It's gonna be way easier, and then you can. I think you should build your way up to organs because those were a lot harder for me to eat.
indeed. And I'll also give my take on this. I think if someone needs like the probiotics, they need raw food. I'd say raw milk, raw yogurt, raw
Oh
kefir.
yeah.
Really good
Mhm.
starting place because those taste really good. I mean,
Mhm.
milk is very addictive, obviously. That's
Mhm.
really good. And then also, um, raw salmon from a good source. It's very, sushi, kind of integrated in. Like, I remember I went down to the farmer's market last week. I just got 2 pounds of raw salmon, just destroyed it.
Wow.
Wild caught. It was so good.
Mhm.
Um, I was going to say, how do you feel? I don't know your situation. How do you feel about dating on the raw diet for you? Because it's a
Um,
difficulty for me, I'd say.
it's
Yeah,
what for you?
a difficulty for me. Like, girls are normally like,
Oh,
what the fuck? Like, yeah,
yeah. Um, yeah, I haven't really like stepped into the dating scene while on this diet.
understandable.
I'm taking like a little bit of time for myself personally, but I can imagine like it's definitely difficult because
Yeah.
you look like a
No,
freak.
and I'm obviously myself. So, like, I was telling a girl, like, yeah, I just want to drink some blood. And she was like, freak the fuck out.
Yeah. I think that might be like probably the most
That was
extreme
probably the
thing
worst
you
thing I
should
could have
say.
said. But I don't care. It's like,
Like he's just doing what?
humans
Yeah.
shouldn't be this way.
hmm
Okay, I have some interesting questions. Would you eat a raw hot dog?
No.
No, valid. Name a
No,
raw
I
meat
think
you wouldn't touch.
I think any processed meat I probably
Okay,
wouldn't.
understandable. Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about. So, what do you feel about dairy in general?
I have a really horrible addiction to raw dairy. I've been
Horrible
drinking
addiction.
the raw milk for like I when I started animal based, I started drinking raw milk. So I've been drinking raw milk for 2 years. So I understand like I do want to try no dairy, and I'm like on day two, like not intentionally, but
Oh, okay.
um so I do think cutting dairy probably does have a lot of benefits. I do have a friend who, or his name's Primal, and he can't have any dairy, and it'll just like chronically break him out. So I
Mm,
think it's probably good to try like adding or subtracting these things, especially when your diet's like kind of limited. It's easy to tell like how things affect you.
mm.
Um, I don't have a huge issue with it, I don't think, but also I haven't really ever tried cutting out. So I do intend to cut it out at some point, but I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I remember like when I was on the Western diet, I was like super fat, acne, blah blah blah. I remember when I had dairy, it cured all my issues too. So I think for most people, like anyone listening, if you could just get to eating a lot of raw dairy, raw meat, raw organs, you're gonna be way better off than like 90% of people for sure.
I'm grateful that it's legal where I live.
Oh, nice. Are you in Cali?
Yes, so I have it's really cool. I have access to cows, sheep, and goat. So I'm
Nice,
grateful to
nice.
try them all.
Yeah, I've been wanting to, I'm thinking about moving to like Bali or like Thailand, where they have like best farmers markets of all time.
Yeah.
And because I live in Ohio, so raw dairy is illegal. Um, Everyone here is pretty brainwashed, so
Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to stay in America? Because I know you're probably pretty health oriented.
I think I do. I do love America, but I do want to travel a lot. So I think
Mm,
going to Costa Rica kind of like opened my mind up a little bit. So I would like to go live there for a little bit, but definitely travel. But I think this is where I want to stay. Have you had raw chicken? And like, if so,
I
what are your
have had
thoughts
raw
on it?
chicken. Um,
What do you think?
I bought it. I was just so curious, so I bought not even like cage-free chicken. It was the worst chicken ever, and I just ate it raw. I didn't get sick. I thought it was pretty mid. How about you?
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't tried it yet.
It it kind of tasted like nothing. I was like, because like raw beef kind of tastes like nothing, but like in a good way. This was like nothing in like a bad
Yeah.
way.
Huh.
And I had the most vaccinated chicken that never saw the day of light,
Oh.
that ate soy and corn, so I can't report on it. I know a lot of Diagenous people say chicken's healthier in
Hmm.
their mind, but yeah,
Oh, compared to beef?
yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I disagree though, because I'm gonna go sciencey. We know that humans traditionally did eat at least 80% ruminant animals, so beef. Well, beef didn't exist at the time, but megafauna, huge mammoths. That's what we were eating. We weren't eating. We were the apex predators. We weren't like eating chickens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the way I see it, and same, this actually brings me to raw seafood. Actually, I
Mhm.
don't think you should be having that much seafood in the diet. If you look at the Inuit, who were eating a ton of raw seafood, they actually
Mhm.
had a lot of atherosclerosis because
Mhm.
DHA and EPA, the omega 3s, those are unstable just like seed oils. So they were having a ton of unstable fatty acids and they had atherosclerosis. So the way I see it actually is eating like, a lot of chicken, a lot of seafood as your diet is a lot more unhealthy than eating a lot of beef.
I think I can agree on that as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. A lot of these societies that were eating a ton of seafood did have these modern like diseases, and I think they're still a lot healthier than being vegan. But
Mm.
yeah, I wouldn't eat 100% seafood for sure for
Yeah.
disease purposes.
I think I agree. And it's really hard to kind of get like, you know, fish that hasn't been like tainted with, so like farmed or like added color or
Hmm.
anything. I think that it's a lot harder for people who are like landlocked. And I'm grateful that like, we have the whole coast, so I think it's a little bit different. But yeah, if
Yeah,
you're landlocked, I think you probably shouldn't be consuming a lot of fish either.
yeah. No, I'm a dirty addict. I just love salmon, so it's like the worst quality ever. But I'm
Mhm.
just like fuck it. I don't care.
Mhm.
It's too
I
good, and
agree.
it's wild
Good,
caught at
you know.
least. They say. I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
There's legal loopholes where they can like basically farm them and call them wild caught because I mean, what is our society with health and food at this point? I mean, they have a loophole for everything now. So
There's
yeah,
so many cut corners. Even like with grass-fed beef, I heard that's
yeah,
literally it only has to be 120 days.
yeah. It's you have to find 100% grass fed, and then even
Yeah.
then, when they actually look into it, sometimes it's actually grass mixed in with grains. They're still eating grass their whole life. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's
a mess,
crazy.
and then it's often also dry dead grass. So you can order the cheapest, most dog shit grass, and it's still grass.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not um, fresh grass. So yeah, I think we need for beef we need a pasture raised. I think like where they have to because I don't want my cow in something that looks like a fucking Holocaust camp. I'm just gonna say it,
Yeah.
eating dead grass. I mean,
Mhm.
come on.
Mhm. Do you have a
Yeah,
local source for your meat?
I do. So I don't know if you know. So my mom knew Agenus fauna planets. If you're familiar with him. Yeah, this is some of my hidden lore. So she knew Agenus, and because I was a very sick kid, and she consulted with Agenus, and Agenus was like, "Give your kid raw milk and raw meat and high meat." So I actually grew up eating raw foods till about age 9.
Wow.
And then I strayed from it. I was like, I went to school and then I got brainwashed. I was eating candy, all the dog's school lunch. My mom kind of gave up, but I theorized that's why I think I'm so tall, is because so I was
How
six
tall are
foot.
you?
I'm 6'5" and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And in 7th and 8th grade, I was already 6'3". So, and then in I remember in 5th grade, I was taller than my basketball coaches, and at that time I was still drinking raw milk. So I was 5'11" in 5th grade, and
Oh
I
my
theorized,
gosh.
yeah, I theorized the reason I'm so tall is I was drinking so much raw milk as a kid.
Uh-huh.
And so my mom, actually, I need to release this. She has a video consult and a consult she received from Agnes in paper, and I want to publish it because I think
No
that's pretty
way.
it's pretty interesting. Yeah. And so my farmer also knew Agnes, my current farmer. So I get all my meat, I get raw milk when I do drink it, not that often, raw kefir from this farmer. And he, he goes to the Weston A. Price convention. He's like very locked in. So I have one of the best farmers I could ask for.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very blessed to have the farmer I do. And it's the same farmer I was drinking the raw milk of when I was 18 years ago. So,
Wow.
because I've lived in the same city. So, and he knew Agnes too. So whenever I go up there, I drive, I just always I'm trying to talk about him. What did you hear? Because it's interesting to me. And he's always like, oh yeah,
Wow.
he was, the smartest guy I ever met. And yeah, so my farmer eats raw meat as well. So
Wow, that's so base.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I'm like, dude, you should just put out like beef tartare samples in like the farm shop, because like a lot of people that come aren't raw. Well, they drink raw milk, but they don't eat raw meat. And I was like, yeah. So
Dang,
that's my some lore in my farm situation. So I'm very blessed. That's kind of why I don't want to move from where I live in Ohio, even though fuck Ohio. But yeah, fuck Ohio. But I have the best food source I could ask for. It's like $10 a pound for steak. So
Wow.
that I
So
can eat raw.
nice.
It tastes amazing. It's really good quality. But how about you? You just eat from the store? Or?
Only recently I had like I've only been there like once, but I found one grass-fed finish. So I went out to the farm and he actually just gave me I got like an eighth of a cow online
Yeah.
and it was okay. It's okay. But I kind of ran it out and ate it all.
Yeah.
But I got a local source and he gave me like I didn't know how big cow livers were, but they're like this big and he
They're
gave it to
fucking
me
huge,
and a
dude.
cow head. Yeah, for free. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I
Nice.
still have to get the brain out of the cow head, but
He gave wait. So how much like pounds do you think he gave you? Like
oh my
of the liver?
gosh. Maybe like 30, 35 pounds.
Damn. So that's worth like
It's
hundreds of
huge.
dollars, bro.
It was huge. It was so
Shit.
good. It was so sweet.
That's a great sign. Yeah, the liver I get, because like people in my comments like, I tried liver, it's disgusting. It's like, bro, you got it from
Getting
Kroger.
bad
You got it
liver.
from like, yeah, it's supposed to be sweet and tastes like amazing.
Oh, what was your experience trying like fresh blood? Have you had it?
I've never had it.
Oh, okay,
Sadly,
okay.
I've only heard. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard,
me
because I had
too.
Frankie's blood and I was like, dude,
I know it's so salty. I
it's
like.
so. It does have like a fertilizer-y taste. It kind of tastes like earthy or something. I'm like, yeah. Well, I wasn't a fan. I kind of spit that shit out. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And then I was
No,
like,
I
I was trying to be like the Messiah. I was like mixing some blood and milk, and I was like, well, this made it better,
uh,
but the blood is still
I
bad.
did the same. I did the same.
With Frankie's, yeah, yeah. I was thinking I should ask my farmer, like, yo, let me come collect the blood from a slaughter. I think
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to do that, because
If you're close with him, like I wouldn't do that yet, but like eventually if I got close with the
oh no,
farmer,
he's
I'd
close with
probably.
my family. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
We get like first choice and everything. So yeah.
Wow. Dang, you're really hooked up.
Yeah, no, my mom has known this guy 25 years. I mean, and
Uh-huh.
well, I'm 20 years old, so 20 years roughly, because she met him through Agnes, when Agnes came to Cincinnati, Ohio. Which, rest in peace, man. I didn't agree with him on everything, but like vegetable juice,
Oh yeah, what's your take on that?
that's horrible. That's
Really?
strictly horrible. Celery juice that has anti-nutrients that cause sun allergy. So, what do you think about it?
I'm a little intrigued by it. I don't know if I'd ever try it, but like the
Mm.
whole like iridiology thing really intrigues me.
Yeah, iridology. I know. 'Cause we were talking about it, I forget his name. He's been like he made like a analysis of Ana de Armas
Oh
iridology.
yes. Oh yeah,
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 yeah. Wait, what's that guy's name? I forget.
yeah. Mason, I think.
Mason. Yeah,
Or
Mason.
Raw Wellness.
Raw Wellness. Yes, I know he's like I'm not that educated on it. I know Scott Hall. He's a
Oh yeah.
figure, but
Uh-huh.
he seems to know about it. So yeah, I know it's interesting. I want to learn more about that too. But in terms of vegetable juice, what would your current take be?
Mm, Probably not, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just bought his book, Audrey's book, so I do want to. I
Okay,
haven't read it
nice.
yet, but I'd like to like learn a little bit more before I fully form my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Though we want to
do you
live?
think that? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that just eating raw could like detox? Would you say?
I think it's often hard to separate, am I detoxing from previous toxins, or am I putting toxins in my body then detoxing them? You know?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, do I think celery juice is going to detox previous toxins? I don't see any evidence for it. I think it's, and again, like, let's think logically, because I'm very ancestrally, it's kind of my philosophy with diet. Were there juicers in nature? Would people be juicing celery and drinking the juice? No. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. If I saw some evidence that celery juice was good, then I'd be like, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it just celery juice or there's more, right?
That's what Agenus does, is celery juice primarily, yeah. Um,
Okay.
and I mean, that can cause sun allergy, so I'm low key like, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
the sun all the time. That's why I avoid seed oils like the plague, because I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to give up my current tanning abilities. And obviously, I feel so much better the second I step out of this godforsaken room into the
Yeah, me
outdoors. I'm
too.
just like, oh, like I low key want to build like a workspace outside somehow.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick. Like maybe I should just like buy a new laptop or something and just work outside,
Mm-hmm.
because this room is actually very depressing, genuinely. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hate
In
it.
California, it's cool. We have like I don't know if it's like anywhere else in America, but we all of our schools are like outside. Like the
Mm,
hallways, there's like all outside. So like the classrooms are inside, but yeah, they were thinking about doing like an outdoor like classroom idea.
that's
I
great. Yeah, I
think.
know. I mean, like in other countries like Finland, they have 3 hours of school a day and it's outside.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, okay, you
yeah,
guys are on your shit with that. I respect that a lot.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I guess it's not really diet, but like in the primal lifestyle, like I've always despised school, obviously, like just fucking despised it. And then I went the traditional path. At one point, I was in college, and then I was like, dude, I'd rather work 10 hours a day on videos than be in this classroom. And I remember I had because I value diet so much. I remember I had a breaking point. Our college professor handed out these huge bags of blue Takis to everyone in the
Mm-hmm.
class, and everyone else was just gorging on them, and I was like the only kid not eating. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what am I? I'm surrounded in these LED lights. Everyone else is eating blue Takis, and we're learning about some bullshit. And I just dropped out of school after that, and
Yeah.
yeah, I just hated it.
So
I
did you
s-
just go like for 1 year?
yep, one
Or
year, and
mm-hmm.
I was eating raw meat there too. I was eating raw meat in class actually before, and
Really?
people were
Did you get
like,
like weird stares?
yeah. I remember I also went to a football game and I brought like a raw heart,
Uh-huh.
and I just ate the whole thing just like rage bait, just to get attention, just to challenge people's. So I was walking around, and obviously I'm also like the tallest guy there too, so everyone can kind of see me, and people are
Yeah.
like asking for pictures with me. Like I don't know,
That's
I don't know if they
hilarious.
thought I was like Liver King or some shit, but
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember like the guys behind me, they were like some frat bros. They were like, "Yo, bro, can we try it, bro? Can we try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, you guys can try it," and they liked it actually. It was a good
Uh-huh.
quality raw heart, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I never stray away. I had a dinner the other day, and everyone else was eating cooked steak. I just ate mine raw, and
Mm-hmm.
we had guests, and they were like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"It's my fucking meal, bro. You got some shit
Mm-hmm.
to say, like. And I'm like, I made a point to one of them. I was like, you realize, like, cut open your steak. What do you think the pink part of that is? It's raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
people just don't put two and two together, I guess.
Mm. Are you against like rare steak?
No, I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's less healthy, but
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy
Yeah.
one from time to time. Cause another thing that puts people off is like they imagine raw meat as cold out of the fridge. So,
Yeah.
I let my meat sit out for hours before I eat it.
Yeah. Me too.
So, yeah, because same with water too, actually. You can I drink mineralized water. You can drink a lot more of like warm water than you can cold water. You know what I mean? Like the brain freeze and everything. So, yeah, I think a good method also is like kind of weaning back how much you cook your steak. Like, okay, you're
Oh
well
yeah.
done. Okay, bring it to like 30 seconds each side, then raw. Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing the same thing kind of, even though I wasn't sure if I was gonna start this diet, I was going
Hmm.
rarer and rarer, and I started to like it more.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes better. I mean, uh, the the other thing, something I'm not even that sure about is like, I think seasonings are generally pretty unhealthy, but it seems
Yeah.
like they do taste better, which I find interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
do know what you
like,
mean.
crushed up. Because I will admit I do like a steak with like salt and pepper, um, but definitely not as healthy, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
A
like
lot of
seasonings?
I don't season anything anymore. I never really like did, to be honest.
Mm.
But
Okay.
like I used to salt and pepper like eggs when I cook it, and that's like the only thing. Like I feel like you like eggs, and then you have a horrible like aversion to like cook eggs. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like raw
that's
eggs, I
valid.
don't feel like that. But like a lot of people, it's funny. They're always like, "Do you season like the raw steak?" I'm like, "No."
See, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Like imagine putting pepper on a raw. Ugh, that just sounds nasty as fuck.
No.
Actually,
Yeah.
one dish I did make with salt on raw meat was like raw meat, salt, avocado, tomato, lime juice. That was pretty good, but I didn't
That
even
does
need the
sound really
salt.
good.
It's really good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Mhm.
that that's a good meal right there. And I think, avocado is probably the best fruit, I'd say, if you were to consume
I
any.
agree. Yeah.
Good good minerals, not much sugar. Um, Tomatoes are low in sugar, but they have some anti-nutrients, so they're a nightshade. So I don't really eat those
Yeah.
anymore, but
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
also, pickles aren't bad. That's a fermented fruit with like no sugar. So,
How do you feel like about kimchi or like anything else like fermented like that?
um it's the way we always prepared those things naturally, so it's like definitely better. Um, but I feel like it's kind of cope. It's like why not just raw kefir? Like raw
Yeah.
kefir is so superior to.
It's so good.
It's really good. I actually love the sourness, and I also love the yeah, just the fermentation, like the sparkling. I'm a fan. I don't mind there not being sugar at all.
What do you think about honey?
I think it's nature's high fructose corn syrup, I would say. If I'm
Uh-huh.
if I'm gonna be honest. I think if you want a sweetener, it's like the best sweetener though. That's
I
better than
agree.
aspartame and cane sugar and all that garbage. But
Mhm.
when you look at the nutrition of honey, it has nothing basically.
Mhm.
So, Paul Saladino, I would say, bro, I don't know what nutritional benefit you think you're getting from adding honey to milk. None.
Mhm.
But
It's too sweet for me, I think.
it's really sweet. Fructose is a lot sweeter than glucose. And it's like mostly fructose. It's super sweet. That as well. Like,
I don't understand
yeah,
people who put like honey on fruit either. Like it's
that's
way
some
too
like that's some
sweet.
like sugar diet stuff. You heard of that? Like,
Yeah.
they put sugar in water. They take fruit. They put sugar on fruit. They put sugar in soda. I'm like,
Is that like oh yeah yeah yeah.
yeah, because
No.
they're only eating sugar, and it's like, yes, you're going to lose weight by only eating sugar because your body will need to eat itself for protein and fat. Like,
Oh. Is that
yeah,
why they do it?
yeah, you lose a lot of weight by only eating sugar. Like no protein, no
Is that
fat.
like is that like the Ray Peat diet?
Yeah, so Ray Peat did advocate for protein, at least, and he was anti-seed oil. But no, this is a kind of a new, it's called sugar fasting. And it pains me. There's actually some ex-carnivores switching to this.
No.
So there's this guy, Mark Smelly Bell, and he looks like his name. And he went from carnivore to eating only sugar. So now he went from eating steak to eating Sour Patch Kids, fruits, Twizzlers.
No way.
Yeah, and he's advocating other people to do the same.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, how can you be that retarded? It's hard to do. I'm
I feel
like,
like carnivore, like, I think overcooked carnivore is bad, but like, I think carnivore in itself is pretty good. At least like raw, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I can't imagine like going back from that.
I think if someone eats meat, butter, organs, blood, I don't think raw you'll never run into an issue, in my opinion.
I don't think so
I
either.
can't believe it. I mean, again, you have the Inuit that did this for thousands of years, and they were
Yeah.
great. That was seafood, which is less ideal. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a tragedy. People are so focused on weight loss, they're switching from carnivore to, which by the way, you lose a lot of fat if you actually just eat meat.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
was gonna say a lot of people like look pretty good on carnivore too.
their addiction doesn't. I guess their addiction just overcomes them. They're like, okay, I'd rather eat only sugar than only meat, and
Maybe it's an excuse.
it's an excuse indeed. And it's funny, like by removing protein from the diet, you go into even a more starvation state, so you're losing more weight. It's like you're also going to lose a lot of muscle because
Yeah.
you're losing, you're not eating protein. Like, if the scale goes down by 10 pounds, that could be 10 pounds of protein or 10 pounds of muscle or 10 pounds of fat, right?
Yeah.
And those are
Yeah.
not the same. I mean, I could stop eating calcium. I could lose 10 pounds of bone mass. Is that good? Is it lose weight? Everyone's like, lose weight, see the scale dropping. Like, dude, I've had people like that I coached through it eat only meat, and their scale stayed the same. Their body fat drastically went down just from eating the meat, which you probably well aware of. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not all about the scale. You guys just need to trust in your natural diet, and it will work itself out, I'd say.
Exactly. That's kind of how I got into animal based too. Is like I want to do like a body recomp because I was like really into the gym, and then it led me to this weight eating because I wanted to stay like keep my muscle but like lose the fat.
That's a good question. How do you feel about the gym?
I don't really go anymore. It's kind of crazy because I used to go a lot. I think like a light exercise here and there is like fine, but I think
How do you
like
feel about the
pushing
gym
yourself
for
to.
women and then for men? Like, do you think it's different? You can say your honest opinion.
I do think it's different. I think
Yeah.
that I can't like maybe say exactly why I feel like that, but like, I feel like women need to a lot of women go and they lift like men. And I don't think that's
Yeah.
necessary at all. I don't think it's
No, I
super
mean, yeah, you
necessary
can
at
be
all.
honest. Like, I mean, I certainly think like there's a harmful culture that you see women on, now they're on roids and stuff on TikTok, like
Yeah.
doing extreme stressful lifting. It's like, talk to any fertility doctor. They
Yeah.
never recommend any exercise at all. They say to be
Yeah.
sedentary. They say good fertility doctors like Dr. Kiltz will say eat a lot of saturated fat, rest, get sunlight, be in a calm environment that's conducive to being fertile, not go on roids, go to the gym. And yeah, people will say, well, women aren't meant to reproduce. They aren't baby machines. That's true. It's your choice if you want to have a kid. But when you see female bodybuilders losing their period, maybe that's telling you something that this isn't healthy, right? That's how
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
And even for men, I mean, there's a lot of men that overdo it too, and their testosterone drops, get depressed. To be fair, those guys are all eating fucking shit too.
Yeah.
If you're raw carnivore at the gym, it's a bit different. But
Yeah.
people, you may notice when you only eat meat, you're gonna start packing on muscle naturally too, especially raw. I noticed that myself. Like, I gained when I switched to just 100% raw meat for a while. I gained around 7 pounds, and I was leaner than I'd ever been. I just noticed my biceps were just filling out,
Yeah.
and you don't need to lift 5 times a week for that to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But so yeah, your overall thing is like, you would say for yourself, I guess, no gym.
Yeah, I do walk. I do like to walk a lot, but I think that's like completely different. I go like time to time. Since I started this diet, I've maybe gone like 3 times compared to like
Dang.
going like
How
four
were you
times a
lifting
day.
though? Was it like good?
Uh, like how heavy you mean?
Like were
Or
your
like,
performance good on the diet?
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. When I did carnivore, I was still going and I definitely noticed like I had a lot more energy for sure,
Yeah,
especially while
people.
lifting.
Yeah, a lot of people say like without carbs they can't lift, but I don't really go to the gym that often. Really,
Mm-hmm.
once a month maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm with a friend, but I noticed the opposite. I actually was way more fatigued when I was on like the caffeine, the
Mm-hmm.
sugars, and like when you're fat adapted and you're a high fat diet, like
Yeah.
I felt I felt locked in, really.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And yeah, I walk like 10K steps a day for sure.
Mm-hmm. I love
Um,
walking.
it's not stressful at all. It's a thing with walking too is that it doesn't stimulate your hunger hormones like gym does.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to be
Mm-hmm.
hungrier too.
Especially walking in nature is just so peaceful.
Exactly. But I mean, yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Brooke. I think this was
Yeah.
a great interview, a great talk. And
Yeah.
everyone on my channel, go check out Brooke Doesn't Cook. Anything else you want to shout out?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, everyone, I'll link her channel down below. Everyone, check out Brooke Doesn't Cook. Thank you guys all for watching, and thank you for talking,
Thank
Brooke.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Peace.